Let's discuss a little more of week 4 of the Diddy trial. So we've had Jane take the stand, and that is not her name. That's just the name that she is going by in this trial. So again, we do not know who, or we don't know the identity of Jane. But Jane testified that she was seeing Diddy from 2021 to 2024, up until he was arrested. And she explained kind of how everything transpired with their relationship and how they met. She reports that Diddy was seeing a friend of hers, and that her friend ended up seeing someone else as well, got engaged, and that she then felt it was okay to see Diddy, and he had also kind of gave her indications that he was interested in her. She reports that it wasn't long into the relationship, into 2021, where she was then introduced to having encounters with other men, and she had already had encounters with Diddy, and they kind of went from there. She talked about how they had discussed, he wanted her to talk about what her fantasies were and whatnot, and that it just kind of, he sprung it on her like, ooh, we can make that happen now. And that he had contacted a service, Cowboys for Angels. And we've heard that throughout this trial. We've heard about this company. Apparently it is a legit company. I don't know. We've heard a lot about them, but that is who came over. And she stated at that point that she was unable to shut this door that she had opened for the remainder of the relationship after that happened in 2021. So for roughly 3 years, they did have a little break, but roughly 3 years, this is what went on and what transpired. She also reports that she did this because she wanted to make him happy. She feared losing him. He did pay rent to the tune of about $10,000 a month for her. About fell over. Anyways, that's besides the point. But when she would then say to him, and she said this multiple times in writing and in person, I'm kind of good. I don't really want to be sleeping with other people. And he would be like, okay, good. Well, then find other ways to pay your bills. So that, again, this was another way he used money and power and influence to keep them doing what he wanted people doing. And again, Cassie had already testified to pretty much almost the same thing, but only this happening to Cassie previous. Jane Doe is telling us stuff that was happening literally right up until he got arrested. She testified about they did not call him, he did not refer to these as freak-offs with Jane Doe. These were called hotel nights typically. Hotel nights, or debauchery was the other term that was used as well. But in these, basically she said after that first encounter, 90% of the time she was being forced to have relations with other people besides him, and he watched. That was the performing part. He directed what went on. She also stated that it was not uncommon. She brought up the baby oil, y'all. It was not uncommon for them to use 2 cases, so 24 bottles of baby oil in one night of these hotel nights, as they were called. She's also talked about transporting, how she actually did these hotel nights in different cities, even in, I believe, Turks and Caicos was another location, so outside of the United States as well. And that during those times, she would bring the substances. They would have her to bring the substances right with her to transport them. So these were over state lines. These were over, even out of the United States. So, again, these were things that she was made to do, not only by Diddy, but by a lot of his staff who enforced that, oh, yep, you're going to be taking that with you. Yep, that goes right with you. Thank you. Go right on. And she wasn't comfortable doing it, but she did it because she felt like she had no other choice but to do what she was told. And just another little note that I liked here was the judge had to warn Diddy because he was making some eyes at the jurors, nods and whatnot. And the judge told Combs that if he couldn't exclude some of these looks in the courtroom to the jury, that he would take him out and he would not be in his trial the rest of the time. He would be in a whole nother room and he could listen as everything went on. So the judge laid the law down to Diddy as well this week. And again, we've heard a lot, and we're hearing now from this major testimony from Jane Doe. And again, the courts are doing everything they can to protect her anonymity, if I can say it. I can't even talk. But anyways, they're doing what they can to keep her identity protected because, you know, again, this is kind of scary for people. You've got to think, we've seen evidence where vehicles have been bombed. We've heard threats of unalivings. We've heard of physical violence. I mean, there's so much that we've heard that I can understand why these people were scared to death. Why these women were scared and they just did what they were told. They were terrified. I can understand how they were financially exploited, how he kept control over them, just like any other abuser will in domestic violence situations, especially when you've got someone that can't leave. A lot of times that's due to financial reasons. So I'm seeing where they're going, and like I said, this is major testimony that has come down from Jane Doe. We're going to keep a watch on this, and I will keep you guys up to date as soon as we hear more information about the Diddy trial, the federal trial. We'll see what's going to happen. Is Diddy going to go away for life? Let's see. Make sure you hit that follow button for more information, guys.